I found this one interesting because we are fighting for our civil rights and our Constitution. We'll see what happens when two LaFollette officers turn around and try to fight for their civil rights here in Tennessee.
To be retaliated against because you support another candidate that someone doesn't agree with, that's just inappropriate, and it's not acceptable under Tennessee law.
The lawsuit says LaFollette Police Chief Steve Wallen ordered a GPS tracker placed on fired officer Brian Tiller's car. The city's purchase order says the police department bought the tracker using drug enforcement money.
You ever get the feeling that everything in America is completely fucked up?
Police officers spying on a fellow officer. It's a new twist in a case facing the city of LaFollette.
10 News reporter Vinay Simlot joins us to break down their claims. Vinay?
John and Robin, in August of last year, the LaFollette City Council fired these two officers, Monty Miller and Brian Tiller. The City Council says they fired them because of an investigation by a Knoxville attorney. That attorney argued these two officers contributed to a toxic work environment. In the lawsuit, the officers argue the firings were political, and the police department spied on one of them before he was fired. In a 45-page complaint against the City of LaFollette, Monty Miller and Brian Tiller argue support of a candidate for city council who lost led to their firing. Knoxville attorney T. Scott Jones is not a part of the case, but reviewed the documents for us. He says political speech is protected.
And to be retaliated against because you support another candidate that someone doesn't agree with, that's just inappropriate, and it's not acceptable under Tennessee law.
The lawsuit says LaFollette Police Chief Steve Wallen ordered a GPS tracker placed on fired officer Brian Tiller's car. The city's purchase order says the police department bought the tracker using drug enforcement money.
These officers have the same right to privacy as you and I do.
Court documents show the police department tracked Lieutenant Tiller's car when he was at Mike Evans's house, the candidate for city council who lost. Scott Miller represents one of the fired officers.
And in this case, it was done surreptitiously so that they could track them without them knowing, to try to catch somebody doing something they shouldn't. And the evidence showed that there was nothing there.
This attorney says police departments can track cruisers if they tell officers they're doing it.
Without apprising the officers, I think this department in this county has got a real problem.
Attorneys for the two officers say the city didn't follow its own process to fire them.
If you want to terminate somebody, LaFollette has said, here's our process. Then you have a city administrator and a city council that says, yeah, we're not going to follow that. But that's not how it works.
So we did speak with the attorney for the City of LaFollette. He did not want to comment on our story, but he says the city will fight this lawsuit.
And Vinay, this isn't the first time the city of LaFollette has faced legal action for firing two employees.
No, in 2021, the LaFollette City Council fired Jimmy Jeffries and Daniel Foster. They sued the city, making some of the same arguments. As we reported, the city paid them both $775,000 to settle their claims. John, Robin?
Vinay Simlot on the update. Thank you, Vinay.